Today I'm going to talk you through 3 of the best HOKA trail shoes. I'm going to cover road to trail, hiking and running. If we look first of all at the HOKA Stinson 7, this is built off the same framework as what we see in the Gaviota 5 in terms of it's a stability shoe with a H frame built into the midsole. So we've got denser foam on either side of the outsole and through the middle, which makes it really rigid of a shoe, and it gives it torsional stability as well. So it focuses on keeping you centered in the shoe as you move, whether you're changing direction or going downhill. It has 3mm lugs on the outsole, so that will give you grip on the road and light to moderately technical terrain. So if you want a road to trail shoe that provides lots of stability, this is an excellent option. Now it has some downsides, like on the top of the shoe it has a narrower toe box, slightly wider than the other 2 that we'll talk about, but HOKA is renowned for having narrow toe boxes. So if you're someone with a broader foot, you may need the wide version, and it's got great lockdown on the midfoot and on the heel. It has an enormous amount of cushioning with 45mm in the rear foot and 40 in the forefoot, giving you a 5mm difference from the back to the front of the shoe. By having a lower drop, it gives you a nice even distribution of pressure across your foot, and it has HOKA's renowned forefoot rocker, which reduces the pressure on your forefoot and facilitates a nice push off. So if you wanted a stability trail shoe that can go from road to grass onto the light technical terrain, then this is an excellent option for you. One of the other downsides apart from the narrow toe box is that it's an extremely heavy trail shoe, coming in at 360 grams for size 9 men's US. So it can also be considered useful as a hiking shoe as well, as it is really that stable of a shoe. Then in contrast to that, we have a more nimble shoe, and that's the HOKA Speedgoat 6, which is a much improved shoe compared to the version 5. It's much more light and nimble, coming in at 277 grams for size 9 men's US. So that's nearly 100 grams lighter than what we see in the Stinson 7. It's got a much narrower platform than what we see in the Stinson 7 as well, and it's got an even narrower toe box on top of the shoe. So that's because it's nicely tapered, so that it's nice and nimble, fitting between rocks and branches. It doesn't have much toe protection on top, but it has a nice adhesive cover to help increase the amount of durability that you get on the upper unit. This version is a Gore-Tex version as well, has a really thin tongue on top and plenty of padding around the heel counter. So the thin tongue is one of the downsides to it. I think a more padded tongue will give you a bit more protection on the front, especially for those of you that sensitivity if you have it too tight on the front when you're going downhill. On the midsole, we've got the same CME VA cushioning that we see in the Stinson 7, but it's a lot firmer than the softer feel of the Stinson 7. So that firmer feel with less cushioning, so 40mm in the rear foot, 35 in the forefoot, so 5mm less overall in the back and the front, gives you a much better ground contact feel. And then underneath, you've got 5mm multi-directional lugs that give you exceptional traction in all forms of terrain, whether it's deep mud, whether it's really technical terrains, going downhill, changing direction. The Vibram Mega Grip makes it really sticky on wet rock or wet surfaces. So if you're looking for a long distance running shoe or to use it as a hiking shoe in all sorts of terrain, then this is an excellent option. Just keep in mind that if you have a narrower foot, it may not be ideal for you. Then finally we have the HOKA Challenger 8, which is slightly different and fits in line with the road running version, the HOKA Clifton 9 and HOKA Clifton 10. So like the Clifton 9 to the 10, the Challenger 7 to the Challenger 8, so a big change where it has a lot more cushioning underfoot, and it has an 8mm difference from the back to the front of the shoe, so it's the highest drop of all the HOKA trail shoes on the market. It has 42mm in the rear foot and 34 in the forefoot. It's not as stiff in the forefoot as what we saw in the Stinson 7, so a lot more flexibility there. It sits in between the 2 shoes in terms of the amount of width in the toe box, so I'd say it's a normal width overall. And it's got a good lockdown in the midfoot and the forefoot. Now it has 4mm lugs underneath the shoe that helps to give you good traction on road, and it can move on the grass, light to moderate technical terrain, so a bit better grip on more mud than what we see in the Stinson 7, but nowhere near as good as what we get in terms of the traction on the Speedgoat 6, because it doesn't have the Vibram Mega Grip built into it either. So this is a bit more of a do-it-all shoe. It's a bit softer and a bit more comfortable overall, a bit more lightweight than the Stinson 7, but not as light as what we get in the Speedgoat 6. It can be used on the road. Just keep in mind when you get those longer, narrower lugs on a shoe, they do wear down quickly if you just run on the road or walk on the road only with them. So if you're looking for a lightweight hiking shoe that can cover you on multiple bases, multiple terrain, then the HOKA Challenger 8 is an exceptional option. We've got links to the shoes in the description if you want to check out the latest price on Amazon. Otherwise, if you found the video helpful or interesting, liking, sharing, subscribing does make a massive difference to the channel. Thank you very much for watching.